Hi, guys, and welcome to Keep Hope Alive podcast. I'm Nadine. Today we have a special guest for you. Her name is Samantha Dench, and she's an esthetician, and she's going to be talking about the importance of our skin, what we live in. It's so important. Do you know a lot about skin? I sure don't. So you're here to help educate us.
Yes, I am.
So,
Yeah.
welcome, welcome, welcome. But Samantha, before we get started, I have to ask you a very important question.
Okay.
How many weddings have you been to in the past 10 years?
I want to say 5.
Five? Okay. And usually, like when you walk into the ceremony, people usually sign what is that thing they sign?
Oh, the guest book?
Okay, good. I had one person say their life away, and I was like, well, that too,
Well, that too,
basically.
yeah.
But yeah, so lifeonrecord.com, they have put together this beautiful vintage rotary phone. So your guests walk in, they can pick up the phone, leave a message for 1 minute, 5 minutes, 30 minutes. Please don't do 30 minutes because there'll be a long line. They also provide like a QR code that you can take your own cell phone and scan that too. So you can leave a message on your cell phone for them during, after, or driving home, who knows, whenever that you would like to leave that message. And what they do is collect all those messages and then they will go and burn it on a 12-inch vinyl record, or they have this cute little boom box that they put all your friends and family's voices on. I love hearing voices play back. It's something wonderful about that. Their phones are so cute and adorable and very vintage. I love that too. But you get this phone number for 1 year. And I always tell people, you know what? Right before their 1 year anniversary, call back and say happy anniversary.
Mhm.
This long. Great. But they get it for a year. Their plans only start at $99, which is amazing.
Mhm.
So I want everybody to go and check lifeonrecord.com. All right, Samantha, let's get into this.
Okay.
What made you decide to get into the career of skin of skin?
Yeah. Um, it it kind of happened by accident. So years ago, I mean, I've been doing this over 20 years, but I originally
Okay.
wanted to be a makeup artist. And I remember thinking, or my mom was like, you should go to esthetician school. You can do makeup and become a makeup artist. And I thought, oh, that sounds fun because I was 24. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. So ended up hating makeup, which to this day, I hate putting makeup on people. But I fell in love with the science of skin. So that's what got me into the
Yeah.
field of aesthetics.
That's interesting to know because my daughter, she doesn't makeup, but she doesn't want to put it on anybody else.
Yeah.
Like it's, do you want to go to makeup school? No. Do you want to do
Right.
this? No. But it's great to hear that because
Yeah.
she fell in love with something else. Yeah,
Right.
keep
Yeah.
going. I'm sorry. I'm just
No, it's fine.
excited.
It's so different to put it on somebody else versus yourself because that's how I
Yeah.
was. Like when I was young, I used to, I mean, this dates me, but this was back when we used to go out clubbing when we were young. And so, I would match my makeup to my outfit. It was a big deal. So I thought, oh, this is going to be so much fun. I'm going to make people up. And I was like, yeah, I don't like putting it on other people. So
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, wow. So going from doing makeup to learning about the skin, did you end up like going to school for this
I
also?
did. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I went to esthetician school and I got my
Okay.
license in 2003.
In 2003.
Mhm.
So how long did that take, like a year to do or
Um, in Illinois, we have to do 750 hours. So I don't remember how long it took me, but however
gotcha.
long it takes you to complete the program. And then once you're done, then you go take your state boards to get your license. So it's a little bit
Wow.
of a process.
Well, congrats.
Yeah,
It's
thank you. Thank
amazing.
you. Yeah.
So did you just jump into another company or create your own, or what did you do with that after you graduated?
So I first started in a medical spa. And this
Okay.
is like back again when med spas were like brand new. So it was like,
Hmm.
ooh, what's this? Like, I want to go
Yep.
this route. And I realized like I'm more of a holistic person. So I realized I didn't like the medical spa environment. So after a couple of years, I ended up working for a day spa and I worked there until I had my oldest son. Um, and then I quit working because I wanted to be a mom. And then after when he was 2, I decided I want to start working because I missed it. Um,
Yep.
so I opened up a little room in the basement of my house. And so I would put him down for a nap, go take a client, put him to bed, go take clients. So I kind of always worked around his nap and bedtime.
See, that's good.
Yeah.
Being a parent and
Mhm.
understanding the business aspect and
Yeah.
time management, how
Yes.
to make your passion of learning this great thing that you want to do with the rest of your life and
Mhm.
incorporating that. So
Yeah.
that's really, really good.
Yeah.
So okay, you you stated that you started doing that. Do you have like a big clientele now or
Yeah. Now I do. Cause
good?
I mean, I'm going next year will be my 14th year in business. So yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
congrats.
Thank you. Thank you. No, it's been great. And I just hired my first employee this year. So I feel like it's been, I'm kind of at that point where I'm expanding and growing. So it's been really
Yay.
fun and exciting.
Oh, that is so good.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
I was like, well, this is a new journey for me, but I get bombarded with requests to come on the podcast. And I
Mhm.
was like, I need an intern to help me
Yeah.
answer these and help me, with this and this. And then somebody pointed out, they're like, well, Nadine, are you going to double check all their work too and mo make more work for yourself? And I go, yeah. I just kind of stepped back and I was
I
like,
know.
that, we're self-love has to come in and
Mm,
learn to trust again and move
right.
on. But
And letting
it's
go. We have to learn how to let go of,
yes.
when we're,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's the hardest part of entrepreneurship is like letting go and delegating because we feel like we have to do it because no one's going to do it better than us. But w- when we kind of continue, like, I mean, I've had contractors in the past. That's why I hired an employee this time because I'm like, that didn't work for me. So now I'm
Yeah.
trying employee just to kind of see how, I feel like I can guide her a little more. So that way, because I am trying to
That's
be better about stepping back and being like, okay, she's going to do this and I'm going to do this.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's what I want to get to one day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So definitely.
Right.
But that is so cool. So about your services,
Mhm.
what all do you offer to your clients?
I mostly do facials and then I offer 2 different specialty facials. One is called microcurrent, which is like a gym workout for your face muscles. So it's good for anti-aging. And then I do another treatment called microchanneling, which is we've all heard of microneedling, but this is a less invasive form. So like a client can come in kind of on their lunch break and get it done and they're good to go for
Mhm.
the day. So whereas like
Oh, okay, gotcha.
microneedling has downtime and you have to be really careful with your skin after.
Oh, wow, definitely. So
Yeah.
micro channeling, I'm like here thinking in my
Yeah.
face, like, what do
Right.
you do?
I know. Yeah.
Educate
Right.
us. What do you have to
Yeah.
do with that?
So it's like a little stamper. You do like you stamp all over the face and it infuses this serum that helps rebuild your collagen. So it's good for aging.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I definitely want to get that done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I noticed like the bags under my eyes, and when I watch back some of the videos here, I'm like, I just don't know how to fix that. And
Right.
I go, I wonder if people think I'm just tired in every
Yeah.
video, or am I just getting old?
Right. Yeah.
But
I mean, some of it's like water. We hold water retention in our face. So a lot of times, like that's why we're puffy. Like a good
oh,
thing you
okay.
can do at home is use like a gua sha stone. And there's one that I really like, but they teach you how to use it and you can do it under your eyes to help kind of gently move the fluid out from under your eyes and it helps kind of depuff that area.
Oh, interesting.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what was it as a photographer and doing weddings? What was sleeping with the cucumbers in your
Yeah.
eyes. Something, I think
Yeah.
it was something like that back in the
Mhm.
day.
Yeah.
That will help you with your baggy eyes. I was like, I
Yep.
ain't doing that. I ain't going to bed every night with some cucumbers on my face.
Yep.
My dogs will probably just eat them right off. So, but definitely, the other thing is when you're dealing with different people's skin, what is the most important thing that you say to your clients about the skin and taking care of it? And
Yeah. So the most interesting thing, and this is because of influencers on social media, and I feel like now we have access to more products than we've ever had. And it seems like everywhere you turn, everybody's a skin expert. And to me, that drives me insane because most people are just buying random products that aren't going to help their skin because they don't even know what their skin type is. So I actually will take a brand new client and I will literally strip everything down to just like a cleanser moisturizer. And I'm like, do this for a month because I don't even know what your skin type is because you've done so much to it that I don't
yeah,
even know where to begin with you. Um,
yeah.
like sensitive skin, dehydrated skin, even acne. A lot of that is created by the products we're using because we're using products that just aren't designed for our skin.
See, like I'm gonna throw this at the world. I don't care because, and I'm here. I want to itch my eyes non-stop.
Okay.
But I think it has something to do with the new eyeshadow I got last Christmas.
It could be.
But now it feels like my eyelids, they just, oh, all the time I want to itch, and I
Yeah.
don't understand what that is. So I gotta figure that out.
It could
My
be the
dermatologist,
dyes. It could be like
the
they put a lot of dyes in eyeshadows. I actually had to stop wearing eyeshadow because I was having issues with it. So I
you
haven't worn
see,
eyeshadow probably in 2 years.
I need to maybe try that too and just maybe do the eyeliner only in
Yeah,
mascara. But then I'm
that's
like,
all I
I
do.
don't really have eyelashes either.
Yeah,
So
I
I
know.
was like, my daughter who did makeup just like you, I go,
Mhm.
why am I so scared to put on fake eyelashes? I
Yeah.
don't like anything coming to, I won't do contacts.
Okay.
Laser surgery? No, you
Right,
would have to
right.
knock me out to do
Yeah.
that. But I was just like, it's something about the eyes, and
Mhm.
as I'm only 45, everything you hear. Well, I like to shop. I love Merrill Norman. So they
Okay.
help me,
Okay.
and every now and then they want me to sit down and do like a full lesson with them, which I
Mhm.
know I need. And I need to
Right.
stop saying, no, I'm in a rush. I gotta go. I just want to
Yeah.
get this and this. I want to learn
Yes.
because there's so many different things. So
Mhm.
when you get your clients coming in there and saying, you know, maybe they have a condition like melasma,
Right.
and that's brown spots on the
Mhm.
face. Is there any like corrections to that you've learned throughout your career? Or like, I'm just using that as an
Yeah.
example.
Yeah, melasma is actually really hard to treat because a lot of times it's stimulated by something that's going on inside the body. And a lot of people will use lighteners and brighteners and all these different like harsh products. Like hydroquinone is a big one. And I remember when I worked in the med spa, everybody was on hydroquinone. Well, it's
That's what
interesting.
they gave. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here. That's what they gave me.
Okay.
I got it.
So
So yeah.
in Europe, because Europe's standards are that much higher, they banned hydroquinone because it's carcinogenic. So yeah.
My mouth dropping
But in
open.
the
Yeah.
US, it's like anything goes. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Hmm.
like, here, use it. And I lost that tube and I don't know where it went. And I
Okay.
was like, do I need to do this again? It was just putting cream on my face, not doing anything. I
Right.
mean, why do
Yeah.
I need to do that the rest of my life? I
Yeah.
even asked my doctor, and it was a guy. I was like, well, what's the best makeup? I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
But, there was different things. And do you want a counselor? He said. And I was just like, why? Like, I'm still learning about skin. Like,
Right.
why do I need a counselor? And he goes, some people, can't deal with the change of it. And I decided I will embrace that change.
Mhm.
I'm not going to get sad. I don't want to get depressed about it, but I'll learn about what I have, instead.
Yeah.
So
So you
finding
should
hope.
definitely find an esthetician because we're like therapists, but we're not really therapists because clients
Oh,
come
okay.
in and spill their guts and they tell us like everything. So, because they're relaxed and it's
Yeah.
dark and it's quiet and they just let go.
That
So
is the cool thing, though.
I know it's really
It's like
awesome.
the hairdresser when
Yep.
you're with them for an hour or two getting your hair done. I try not to talk as much and just
Right.
kind of relax and, let the stresses go way of the week and everything. But it will be, how's your kids? How's work? How's that? And
Yep.
you're gonna tell and share
Yep.
and everything. So, but you get to hear
Exactly.
all these stories.
I do.
So, I mean, what's the most common skin issue that's out there right now?
I would say acne. That's a huge
Acne.
one. And it's when, so again, I've been doing this over 20 years. And when when I first started, the only people we treated for acne were teenagers. Now we treat adults of any age. It's crazy. And I feel like a lot of it is our diet. And the foods we eat are also putting stress on our hormones. So I feel like there's three different types of acne, really. There's like your traditional acne, which means you get a blackhead, the pore gets clogged, bacteria grows, and then you break out. And then we have hormonal acne, which is stimulated by a shift in hormones. Like think of when we're in puberty or pregnancy, or,
Mhm.
as we, age, our skin changes and the hormones change. So obviously we're going to break out during those transitional times. And then there's dietary acne. And I feel that's what most people have because it's interesting. A lot of my acne clients that come in, they don't have a lot of blackheads. So I look at their skin and I'm like, something's causing the inflammation because it's coming from inside the body. Our skin is an organ. It's the biggest organ of our body. We don't realize that what we put into our body, our skin detoxes. Like that's what the organ does. It protects and it detoxes. So anything we put into it, it comes out through the skin.
I learned something new, and I think
Yeah.
everybody learned something new
Right?
just now. What?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so like if you eat a candy bar and your body says
Yeah.
no, I have
Yeah.
a Kit Kat coming out. No, I'm kidding.
Mhm.
Um, Gosh, I didn't know that. That's kind of scary. So, does it reflect on medications that were given too?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Because medication put stress on our gut. So anytime there's issues with the gut and the skin are actually tied together. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good to
Mhm.
know. Good to
Yeah.
know. So I had a great dermatologist, and I had to change because I don't live 45 minutes away from them anymore.
Right.
So I have to change, and I gotta go through this whole process again
Hmm.
and just learn what I need to do. So the facials, I've never had a facial. I hate to admit that,
That's
but
okay.
they're needed, aren't they?
They are. Yeah. Actually, I would see an esthetician over a dermatologist. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an
Yeah.
esthetician, but like we spend at least an hour with you once a month. We're touching your skin. We're like manipulating the skin. We're putting product on the skin. So we're actually like what I do when I give a facial is I'm studying the skin. I'm watching how is it reacting? How is it responding? Does it need this? Does it need that? I mean, it was funny when I was training my employee, I was trying to write down all my protocols and I'm like, I don't know what I do. I'm like, I literally just look at client skin and I'm like, oh, it's like, oh, it needs blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of what I do. I just
Yeah.
treat the skin as I see it. I'm like, what do I do? It was the funniest thing. So,
Oh,
um, you know, every season of life, every season of the year. I mean, I live in Chicago, so we have 4 seasons. So every 3 months, their skin is changing. So we have to be on top of that. So that's why getting facials is really good because estheticians can spend a lot more time with you. Like dermatologists, they usually spend like 10 minutes and then kind of write you a prescription and send you home. So I feel like you're getting a little bit more education, more knowledge,
yeah.
and skincare products that are going to support your skin from month to month.
Yeah, that's important. I heard somebody say, it was just yesterday, it was kind of weird. as you get older, your skin will thin down. Is that correct?
So what
So like
happens
we,
is we lose collagen. So yes,
oh,
eventually your skin will start. Well, we lose fat pads, we lose bone, we lose muscle, just like our body. Eventually the
yeah.
muscle is going to weaken. The bones, our bones kind of shrink, and then we have fat pads in our face, and the fat pads start to kind of go away too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's
Did
why our
not
skin gets like
realize that.
saggy when we're old because we have that loss of collagen, loss of muscle, loss of bone, and the skin just
Oh
droops.
my. It droops.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I've been recently, they don't know why, but this is really weird. My eye is smaller, like especially in the morning than this one. It'll be wide open, but
Okay.
my whole left of my mouth, it feels like it's gone crooked. And it felt like
Okay.
I had a mini stroke. This is like a couple of weeks ago, and I went to the ER. And
Wow.
they were like, no, everything checked out fine. No, no, no. Um, I think it may be something else, but that's
Yeah.
another journey I'm going through. And I mean, I'm just kind of, I listened to a seminar guy to talk about the hidden illnesses,
Yeah.
and he goes, your skin can tell you what it is. And I
Yeah.
was like, what? I was like,
Yep.
how can it? Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
but I think when I went to the dermatologist, I don't know if you guys do it. Do you check for moles and cancer and
Mm-mm.
all that? No. Okay, so
No,
that's why
that's
they're there.
outside of our scope. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, it just
That's where a doctor is good because they can treat, they can pinpoint skin cancer. They can treat skin cancer. Even like certain like dermatitis or like inflammatory skin problems that aren't like acne or rosacea related, they can treat
yeah.
more of those like more severe skin problems. That's their
Can you?
specialty.
I have a special request. Can you
Yeah.
talk more about rosacea? Because I
Yeah.
know a lot of older
Yeah.
adults get that, and
Mhm.
what is the best treatment? What should they do? Because I know it burns, it
Yes.
hurts, it's
Yeah.
embarrassing to them and stuff. I don't know what to tell people who have that.
Yeah.
That's a
It
different one. So, what's your opinion on that?
So just like acne, it comes from the gut. Because think about it, when you have rosacea, they tell you not to eat hot, spicy foods. They tell you not to have caffeine. They tell you not to have wine. They tell you not to have certain foods that cause like excess blood flow because it obviously rosacea is very vascular in your cheeks. So you get that, if you drink wine, you naturally get red. Well, if you have rosacea, you're like beet red because all those capillaries are kind of like fired up, basically. All the blood's flowing.
Oh, it's because
So,
of wine and
I
just
mean,
had spicy
but I'm just
foods.
saying, like, not just that, but even like dairy is another one. Dairy is very inflammatory. Most of us, especially in America, we can't tolerate dairy because our bodies just don't have the enzymes to digest dairy. So dairy could be very inflammatory. Everybody has certain food markers that they're sensitive to. So when
Yeah,
I have clients with like acne or rosacea, I actually try to send them to either a naturopathic doctor or a functional medicine doctor because these doctors take a look at your whole body. And like you were saying, you're like, there's underlying health problems. A typical MD is just kind of trained, and I'm not knocking doctors. Doctors are wonderful, and I feel like we need them,
yeah,
but they get very limited training when it comes to like what really is going on with people. And I think because more and more people are sick, so they don't have the time to take care of people like they did, hundreds of years ago.
yeah.
So it's kind of like in and out, here's a prescription. Go, this should help the problem. But then when it doesn't, it's like, okay, what is the problem? So that's where like
Yeah.
a naturopathic doctor, a functional medicine doctor come in because they do
I gotta
different
look
blood
that up.
draws. Yeah, they take a look at your whole body and they try to figure out, okay, what is the problem? Like what is the root cause and how can we fix the root cause so the problem stops?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's I'm gonna have to look that up tomorrow through my insurance and see if we have a functional doctor here in Texas that I can go to.
I
But
know.
yeah,
Most of
like
them are
my
not covered by insurance. They
ah
are traditional doctors, but then they go above and beyond and get like additional training in like more holistic health. But yeah, Some of them are covered by insurance, but you do have to look into it.
Yeah, I'll do some
Yeah.
digging, hopefully,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
definitely like my doctor, it feels like all my doctors, all like my specialists, sometimes one in particular, I always kid around, you know, I'll say I have this and this. Okay, I'll be right back. And I feel like he's in the next room. Alexa, what do I give her?
Yeah.
This last appointment, he's like, no, just need to take this. And I go, uh-huh. That's what I said, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because I'm learning to advocate for me.
Yes.
Like I was the one in the hospital for 3 days and it was neck pain, not so much in the head pain,
Mhm.
but like take this and it's called this. And my gut was telling me, Because
Yeah.
like I have a little angel going,
Hmm.
like, don't listen to him.
Yeah.
Get a second opinion.
Yes.
Like
Very
this
smart.
happens. I feel
Hmm.
it feels gaslighting. And
Yeah.
if anybody feels that way about a doctor, go get a second opinion
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's our little angels telling us what it is
Right.
and not is. But
Yeah.
I remember saying, okay, with this medicine that you want me to take, what is a vitamin that does the same thing?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
he's like magnesium. I go, oh, so that's what I need.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I hate
Exactly.
it sounding like that, but you know what? What I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
I
No, that's
stood up for
awesome.
me.
Yeah. Good for
You
you.
know,
Hmm.
I'm tired of here's a pill, here's a pill, here's a
Yep.
pill. You have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, go.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then it turns into something new because you're taking all these different medications that just don't make sense in the world.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm one of those people
Yes.
through that. Um, as okay, so there's rosacea, there is acne, um, melasma. What
Mhm.
other conditions are
I
popping
mean,
up?
there's sensitive skin, there's dehydrated skin, there's aging. Like those are the most common concerns that I see.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
like the aging cream that we can put under, I started using some and
Yeah.
I love it.
Good.
It just
Good.
makes the face feel so good at night.
Hmm.
And I just
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, this feels good. The
Hmm.
one my daughter did this. You probably did it too, thinking about this, but she would always do the facial mask and peeling
Hmm.
it off and stuff.
Yep.
And it was so funny because I was like thinking the other day, I need to try that.
Hmm.
And then there's a social media celebrity, I think his name is Tiny Tim.
Okay.
Have you seen him yet?
I haven't.
He's an
No.
older guy, but he talks like a little kid.
Oh.
But he put on this mask.
Hmm.
He couldn't get it off.
Oh
I
my
was
God.
laughing. He's like,
Oh my
this really
goodness.
hurts. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not doing that. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna try that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
How old is
so
she?
my daughter, she's
Yeah.
now 21 years old.
Okay.
So
Okay.
she's done a bunch of those,
Yeah.
and I feel like, is it really healthy for the face and
Yeah.
everything? Are you getting vitamins from the?
Yeah. A lot of the products. So here's my take on products.
Okay.
A lot
Okay.
of the products we buy online or over the counter, like in a store or department store online, they're considered over the counter. So we don't know exactly what ingredients make up those products. And sometimes manufacturers will hide ingredients. So, like if you ever see the word fragrance or if you see like dyes in them, there's actually
Yeah.
hidden ingredients in there. So, some of these product lines that say that they're clean beauty, they have fragrance in them. And that's how manufacturers hide toxic ingredients. So you may look at the label and be like, oh my gosh, it's clean, it's whatever, but it's really not. So, and they also put a lot of fluff in like filler ingredients to make it feel like it's doing something, but it's really not. And
Gotcha.
those masks are actually not good for you. I know my daughter just turned
Oh,
11 and I'm just like, with the masks.
I'm glad I never tried it in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what was it back in the day watching the movies, the mud mask also? It's just
Yeah,
like, why would you want to put stuff all over your
I
face?
know.
I never understood it, but I
Yeah,
know a lot of people do it.
yeah.
So
A good
definitely.
mask is actually good for your skin. So what a mask is supposed to do, it's supposed to draw dirt and oil out of the pores. So like if you're somebody who is prone to blackheads, then masking once a week is actually good for you because it gets that dirt and that oil to kind of stay out of the surface of the skin so it doesn't kind of embed itself in the skin and create a
Okay.
blackhead. So that's what masks are originally
Okay.
designed for. But now I feel like they're more fun. Like everybody just masks because it's all over social media.
Was it a charcoal mask? I would think of a
Yes.
tiny, yeah.
That was the yes,
Yeah,
that's the one you're
that one
thinking of. The
scares me.
I know. And that one's actually really bad for your skin.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think people don't go get it.
I know.
So, definitely, I'm just at a point, I feel like a cartoon character just going out to a hole, making a mud pie and sticking
I
my
know.
face.
There you go.
I'll just wash it
There
off
you go.
with water and
Yeah.
everything. Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, with the aging and everybody coming in, I noticed, like for me, I was like, "Oh, I'm starting to get wrinkles up here.
Mhm.
How
Right.
can I get them away?" And then on TikTok, there was like some this new thing will take out all your wrinkles. I
Yeah.
was like, "What cancer is that going to cause?"
Mhm.
Like, you there's a price for beauty,
Yeah.
it's like, how is it going to harm you? That's what scares me the most about it,
Yeah.
you know?
And the fact that
God
you
gave
can buy
us,
anything online and do
yeah,
it at home when you're not trained. So there's a interesting point to the like what you can do at home because in Illinois, like our license restricts a lot of what we do. Um like some states, the estheticians are allowed to do a little bit more under their scope of practice, but under our scope in Illinois, we're very restricted and very limited. So that microneedling pen that I was telling you about, the little stamper thing that I do in the state of Illinois, I can only use 0.25, which is very, very superficial. Like it doesn't even like it doesn't cause blood, it doesn't damage the skin at all. But on TikTok, you could actually go online and buy a 0.5 microneedling stamper and do it yourself, which I'm not allowed to do under a license. And I've been doing this for how many
that's
years? So
crazy.
it just, when I saw that, I was like, my jaw dropped. I'm like, oh my goodness, people are gonna end up hurting themselves. And you can actually cause more aging and speed up the aging process by doing things incorrectly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's
wow,
scary what's
wow.
out there.
That is scary. Now I'm
Mhm.
scared to drink wine. Like, what are the hereditary skin? Can you get anything like from your parents having it? Can it be passed down?
I mean, you can. I think it just depends on everyone's lifestyle. But also I feel like now, especially in America, like our food is so heavily preserved and we have so much stuff in our food that I think a lot of it is food related.
Food related.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Huh.
because we're aging faster than our parents did.
We are?
We are. Yeah, yeah. I mean, think about some of those old ladies that are like 90 and they have like flawless skin. I'm like, we're probably not going to look like that when we're 90.
I already feel 90.
We
Age
have too many
45.
environmental pollutants too. So like there's just more in
Yeah.
the environment. There's more preservatives and processed foods now than they had back then. So their diets were just cleaner and the air was just cleaner.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So definitely. So I want to find that aging well or something where
Yeah,
you
I
a
know.
glorious skin. I
Yep.
was like, what Dolly Parton, she was looking pretty good at her
Yeah.
age.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I mean, her face was just flawless. I was like, how did
Yeah.
you get that, at that
Right.
age? So,
Yeah.
but definitely, you know, from all the healthy things to eat and how to take good care of your skin, do you
Mhm.
have a website out there that kind of talks about that? You did write a book. I'm going to go
I did. I
So,
did.
yeah, I want to get, yeah, let's talk about your book right now and
Okay.
then jump to social
Yeah.
media stuff.
Yeah.
But so, what got your start to write this book?
So I've always loved writing blogs and kind of I've always done like weekly newsletters for my clients and I always had this desire to write a book and I was at like a networking meeting and met a woman who was a ghostwriter and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm like, that's so cool. I've always wanted to write a book. And she's like, she had we had been in the group for a little bit and she's like,
Mm.
you blog, right? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, why don't you just take your blogs and write a book? I was like, okay. So she helped kind of lay everything out and kind of give me all the like nuts and bolts. And then I kind of filled in the gaps. And I mean, I feel like I love the skin. I'm very passionate about it.
Mhm.
So to me, it just comes easy to just write about it and
Yeah,
talk about it.
definitely.
So, I feel like when you're
Yeah,
passionate about something, it's easy to do it.
it is. It really is. I
Mm.
think like the mindset for me, I would be like, no, I would hire the ghostwriter for
Yeah.
me. That's how I
Yeah.
am. I just don't have that energy to sit down
Right.
and do it. But hopefully, maybe age 50s, I'll
There you
get there.
go.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But
Or even if you
definitely,
had someone kind of give you a layout, like this is what the chapter
yeah.
should look like. And then you can kind of go in and go, oh, I could write about this, 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 and this. And then, as long as I feel like if we sit in front of a blank computer and just stare at the screen, like our mind goes blank. Like we don't know what to say. But if we have like prompts or like little topics or something, it's that much easier to write about.
Exactly, exactly. And then writing, I always ask my authors, and if you have a books, you have it on Audible too, because I'm the kind of
Right.
person who likes to just listen to
Hmm.
people more than
Yeah.
hold the book.
I have not
So,
done Audible yet, but that's also on my shelf.
okay, good,
Mhm.
good, good, good.
Yeah.
So, other than that, the website that you have,
Mhm.
tell us about that. Is there, your
Yeah.
blog is on there,
Right.
of
Yes.
course,
My
and
blog's on
contact
there.
information.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
And then obviously a link to all my services and,
eh,
a little bit about what I do.
good,
Yeah.
good, good, good.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that.
And then I also
So,
have an online store too. So
you do?
yes, I
Cool.
do. Hmm.
Now, are you working on any new fun ventures for the future?
I am. I'm about to launch a tween skincare line. Yeah. I know.
Nice. Look at
I
that.
know.
I
I'm so
want to,
excited.
oh, you're coming back on as
Yeah. Oh,
soon as,
good. Yes, I
yeah,
would love
we're
to.
gonna get it out there. Put it in our
Okay.
store for Keep
Yeah.
Hope Alive podcast so people can go
Okay.
to that. I did want to attach your book to our store so
Okay.
our listeners can go there and pick that up as well.
Okay.
So, and just going, have you ever done any presentations or conferences talking about skin issues and how to take care of it?
I do. I used to do a lot more. And actually during the pandemic when I was home, I actually did a summit. It wasn't just about the skin, it was just something like for people to talk about like what they did for a living and kind of just share and connect and
Oh,
talk. Cause I was like, I was shut down for 3 months. So it was
yeah.
like, we were all isolated and we needed connection. So I put together a little summit and that was fun. But I do want to do more speaking. Like now that I have this tween skincare line, I want to go into like schools and talk to kids and kind of educate them, especially with
Yeah.
social media and some of these influencers. But I also
Yeah.
want to educate the moms because I feel like um, I'm not going to go into brand names, but I know there's a couple brands that the girls really, really like. And, they're promoted as like clean and healthy and good for their skin. And there's not the best ingredients in them. So, but the moms don't know because they're reading this stuff or they're going on the apps and it says clean beauty. So again, like
Mm.
with the marketing of these products, it's like, I feel like moms need more education too.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's bringing back a memory. I was in theater class. I think this was like seventh grade, and we had to come up with a commercial. And I was using Noxema back in the
Yep.
day for my sins.
Yep.
So I put a new label over Noxema and called it Zit Away.
Oh, I love it. That's awesome.
It was like all natural stuff and da 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 da. And I was trying to do I forgot what grade I got on that, but
That's
it was
awesome.
funny. It was fun to
Mhm.
come up with my own commercial and
Yeah,
present it and why it would help the skin and get a clear face and
right.
everything. So,
Yeah. Yeah,
but
that's awesome.
yeah,
But
definitely.
actually, that's what manufacturers do. They have like, they own these big box companies. They have all their little divisions, and it's actually all the same product. They just put different labels and package it differently. So when you
Yeah.
said that, I was like, oh, manufacturers do that all the time.
You probably had all.
Yeah,
I don't know much about Noxema. I don't even
right.
know if they're
Yeah,
still around. They
they
probably
probably
are.
are.
Yeah.
That and St.
Sorry,
Ives
Noxema.
apricot scrub. Like, oh.
It did make my zits go away though. So,
Mhm,
but yeah, definitely. You did mention pregnancy, acne.
mhm,
I guess it's the hormonal change and
right.
everything. Is
Mhm.
there an easy, safe way for a pregnant person to start working on that and have a healthy face? And
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're you have to stay away from chemicals like retinols, glycolics, or any kind of acids. But as long as you're just washing your face and putting moisturizer on, there are a few like more natural acne. Like I have an oil that I retail to some of my clients that have like issues with acne, but don't really want anything harsh. It's a very calming, healing oil. So that would be good for someone to use during pregnancy. So
yeah.
yeah, I would just say, because obviously the hormones are all over and out of whack. So a lot of their
Mhm.
breakouts are because of their shift in hormones. So, it's almost like, and that's the thing, when we're breaking out, it's like, oh my God, I gotta get rid of it. And it's like, okay, you're not gonna get rid of it. Stop like attacking your skin. Just be gentle to it and just try to calm it down. I mean, I tell my acne clients take ice and just rub it on your
Yeah.
face because it's gonna calm the inflammation.
Oh,
Mhm. Yeah.
interesting. Definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just found out I'm gonna be a grandma. I don't
Oh my goodness,
know
that's
what
so
I'm gonna be
exciting.
called. Yeah,
Very
I was
exciting.
spending time with my daughter and I'm just like, I'm so
Aw,
excited. So,
that's awesome.
it's just one of those things I want to, when I was pregnant with my two kids, I guess I had a fair okay skin because I never had really bad issues. It's not till they're older and I
Mhm.
got older and health issues that, do you do like the whole body or do you just focus on the face?
I just focus on the face.
Face,
Yeah.
yeah. So, do you do the neckline at all?
Mhm. Yeah, I do
You
face,
do?
neck, and then the décolleté area.
Gotcha. Okay,
Mhm.
that's good to know. So
Yeah.
definitely. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh, I can tell you love what you're doing and helping people out and everything.
Yeah. Thank you.
So is there anything you would like to add in this podcast? Because I know I should have done maybe a little bit more homework of these questions to ask you, but I feel like, people are probably gonna have questions,
Mhm.
also about different skin types. Like
Yeah.
maybe with COVID, has anybody from COVID had problems with skin issues
Mhm.
after? Those are kind of questions I ask,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
have.
Oh yeah, yeah. I feel like, well, especially like when we were wearing masks, like mask meat was huge. And that oil I was just telling you about, I used to
Yeah.
put that on my own face and I would give it to clients that had to wear masks all the time because it almost
Oh,
left like a barrier. It's an oil, but it's not like a pore clogging oil. So it almost left like a barrier where it would like prevent the bacteria from building up and growing in the pores because that's what was happening. How does bacteria grow? Heat, darkness, and moisture. Well, when you put the mask on, guess what was happening? So it was like a petri dish for acne. So
wow.
so yeah, there was a lot of issues with acne during COVID.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. I
Okay.
don't really want the answer because I'm not going to stop doing it. But I have the sleepy mask that I put
Mhm.
on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I clean it every week,
Mhm.
with my sheets, but still I'm kind of like, is that causing any dirt to get, maybe because my eyes are itching, is it from the mask?
It
So
totally
I
could
don't,
be. Now that you said that, I'm like, that could be it could even be the laundry detergent, because that was another thing I noticed during COVID when everybody was wearing the handmade masks and they would wash it in the laundry. The laundry detergent is very irritating. So a lot of clients had like issues with like rashes or redness because of the
yeah,
detergent. So it could even be that.
wow.
Yeah. Which might
See, I'm
explain
like,
why you said your one eye's puffy in the morning. That might be why.
it could be
Yeah.
like, but it's happened so many times. Like, I woke up and I just did a set of pictures. Like, so I make sure, and I was like, I asked my daughter today at midday because it seems like it gets better. And I'm like, can you see it? And she goes, yeah. And then, like, I had a seizure a few years back, but I hit my head and got a hematoma right here.
Okay.
So it's long. It went more like this instead of this, but I can feel it every time, I wash. And I go, I think it was my daughter. I was like, no, it was my son. I go, it hurts. I don't know why it hurts. And he goes, I can actually see it, Mom. And I was
Wow.
like, what? Because
Oh
other
my God.
people say they can't see it, but I can feel it every day. And it's just like
Yes.
a lump on the brain and it's just doesn't go away. And
Right.
I think one of my doctors, one I'm probably not going to see anymore, oh, go to a cosmetic plastic surgeon. I was
Mhm.
like, nobody touching my face. I don't want
Yeah.
it like done, it's gonna be who I am, I guess,
Yeah.
the rest of my life. So,
Right.
but definitely. But yeah, I will be adding all your social
Okay.
media, how to contact you with the
Hmm.
video that we are going to provide for this wonderful podcast.
Perfect.
And, let me ask you, helping your clients feel hope. Have
Hmm.
they ever had depression issues about what their skin is doing it and stuff? How do you find hope to help them through it?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's more about just the education piece and just kind of being a support system for them. Again, kind of going back to being like a therapist role, but not really be their therapist, just kind of, I feel like sometimes when we're struggling, especially someone with acne,
Hmm.
and when a client comes to see me with acne, they've tried everything and they're kind of at their wits' end. So they're like super hesitant to even get a facial, try new products. And it's like, they just want to be heard. They just want someone to kind of understand them. And so I feel like that's kind of what I provide for them. I don't judge, and I always tell people I understand. Like, for example, someone will come in and they're using all this strong stuff and they were watching this influencer and that influencer and they're like, my acne got worse. And it's like, I can understand why you would be doing all that, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to, like, again, strip it down. And I always talk diet, nutrition, and just say, like, I can support your skin, but you have to do the work too. So it's kind of like holding each other accountable.
Exactly, because you can't start one thing to happen and they have to follow, I
Right.
guess, the treatment plan to
Hmm.
keep it going and
Right.
not give up. Because I guess with a few slip ups,
Hmm.
it'll just go back to the way it is.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's always been hard. I've known a few people who had severe acne and
Right.
it was just hard to get rid of.
I know.
And I mean,
Yeah.
that was a teenager back in the 90s,
Right. Right.
So,
Mhm.
but I mean, are sugars to blame too? Like
Yeah.
this, yeah,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
And processed foods. Yeah.
Cokes.
Yeah. And
Everything
it's
is
like
blamed
teenagers
on
eat
Coke.
junk food. So that's why they're all breaking out. It's like if they would just clean up their diet, most of them wouldn't have acne. But it's
Just
hard
eat
to
carrots
explain
every
that.
day.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
It's hard to make that change. And I had to learn through going through gastric sleeve and
Mhm.
bypass past couple of years. When you start that process, you're changing no matter
Right.
what. You're doing
Yeah.
it for you to get to where your goals are and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But
And you
it's a
have to want
mindset.
it.
Yes, you
Mhm.
have to feel passionate,
Yep.
want it, and
Mhm.
go for it
Yeah.
and
Otherwise
stay
it
with
won't
it.
work. Yeah.
Then you
Yeah.
have to start all over and nobody
Mhm.
wants to start.
Exactly.
So,
Yep. Yeah.
definitely. Well,
Mhm.
thank you so much for coming on Keep Hope
Yeah.
Alive. We're so
Thank
happy
you,
to have you
Nadine.
on here. And
Yeah.
remember, guys, you can ask her any questions that you would love to. The phone number is 833-780-HOPE, which is 4673, I believe. So give us a call. We'll send that message on the website. There is a voicemail now also. That's 30 seconds. If you have a quick question for her, leave us that message as well. And we'll get it over to her. But wherever you find your podcast, you will find Keep Hope Alive. Also, our sponsors are great, so I'm going to take a moment to bring light to them too. So, as we talked about, lifeonrecord.com is your interactive guest book for any celebration need. When you want to collect those voices and hear the congratulations, that's the place you need to go to. Next is viral If you are in the Dallas Fort Worth area in Texas and looking to have a celebration, they host about 5 different trade shows out of the year, and you can go meet your vendor, learn what they do, get pricing, and all that fun stuff. So they're great shows. They're always busy and always pumping. Our next one is milesandSmilesEvents.com. Deborah Rose. Her background, she's in investigation, but she makes events fun because she does handwriting analysis and lipstick readings. And she's accurate 100%, but she has all these creative and fun ideas for your events, and she'll work one-on-one with you to create a memorable moment. Can't talk anymore. Sorry. Next is Bryce Harney. It's brycemagic.com. He is traveling all over the United States right now. He's a magician and mind mentalist reader, and he does very good work. You got to check his website help too. Our last one is richmondpunch.net. He's been all over the United States also. He's a violinist. He's done many events. He's appeared on different TV shows and has played in front of 1 million people. This guy rocks. There is a podcast on Keep Hope Alive. We have the bridal shows. One with Naomi you can watch. Deborah Rose did one on our series for Miles and Smiles. And then Richmond has done a podcast. So you can watch them on our website as well at www.keephopealivepodcast.com. I can tell my mouth is tired. So I got to start working on the jawline and everything. And I don't ever want to do acupuncture. Do they do that in the face at all? Or is
Acupuncture?
it just the back? Huh?
Yeah. Acupuncture? Yeah, they can do
Ugh.
it in the face. Yeah. They actually do an acupuncture facelift where it like helps lift your, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
haven't had
didn't
it
know.
done, but it looks cool. And I'm like, that's something I would totally do. So, because I don't want to
That.
inject anything.
Yeah, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
Well, that is so cool. And
Mhm.
also, just a reminder, we'll have your book up there for them to
Okay.
get to. So visit the store on our website as well. Well, thank you for coming on.
Yes.
And I
Thank you,
hope you have a
Nadine.
great holiday. We're so close to Christmas and New Year. So I hope you guys have a great holiday. To everybody out there, thank you for joining us on our show, and we will see you next time. Love and light. Bye bye.